And here's what's interesting about this industry. Back to this biographers model. What does this industry, and see, really, if you look at my model, what is it? It's start with the past, move to the present, move into the future. But how does this industry prescribe your questioning? Start by asking about their goals. Start with their future, hopes, wishes, dreams, whims. What's wrong with this industry? Did they take 9th grade psychology? Did they hear about Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Do you remember Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Maslow, and he taught this correctly, you can't question someone on a high-level need until you've solved low-level needs because they're not there. They're not capable of answering. So what's the lowest level need? Survival. Will I survive? Do I have enough money to survive? How many of you see this in your daily work? That's the number one need. Once you solve that, you move to safety. Me build hut, me build fence round hut. Keep lying out. Then you move to their loved ones and taking care of loved ones. And what's the last thing Maslow said you should talk to people about? Self-actualization, their goals. But no, the financial services industry, they're too wise for Maslow. They say start with the goals. Really? Anybody here ever been to a goal-setting seminar? I went to one of these years ago, you know, the rah-rah. And what are the 2 rules they teach at the goal-setting? I spent a whole day at a goal-setting seminar. You know what they taught me? 2 things. Write it down. Keep it in front of you. How many of you learned these 2 things? Write it down, keep it in front. And if you write it down and you keep it in front of you, your goals will come to pass. And so I wrote 35 goals down on a legal pad, and I came home, and I lost it. It wasn't one of my goals, but I did. So now I violated the number 2 rule, keep it in front of you. I'm really in trouble, aren't I? I didn't find the legal pad until 6 years later. We're moving, and I'm cleaning out the drawers in my library, and here's my legal pad. What an epiphany. Out of the 35 things on my sheet, 17 had already happened, and I never looked back. So what does that tell you about goals, real goals? They're organic, aren't they? They're just part of who you are. If it's real, if it's you, it's going to happen. The other 18 goals I looked at and said, what in God's name was I smoking when I wrote that down? How could I 6 years ago have thought I wanted that in my life? Anybody ever gone through that? Like I really wanted that? You know, it's like when people say, oh, I want to own this or that. Yeah, own it for a while. Pay the taxes, pay the maintenance, pay the upkeep. You tell me how much you want to own. You know, so I've got a friend in California. She has all these clients. They always come and say, I want a place on the ocean. You know what she says to them? The ocean's free. You can go anytime you want. It's so true, isn't it? We have all these goals, you know? And what I learned about goals is that so many of our goals, at least half of them, are whimsical. They're here today gone. How many of you ever noticed that when you ask people their goals, you get that deer in the headlights look? It's not, I'm not saying goals aren't important. I'm saying don't start the conversation there. You want to build a concrete foundation with your clients, not an ethereal foundation, not a blue sky foundation. When you talk about goals, it's an ethereal foundation, and now it's tied to stories about what they hope happens. You know where I'd rather start the conversation? I'd rather start on concrete, what's already happened.